Listen to me. You are not here by accident. You are not here to just drift through life, to just pay bills and die. You are here because there's something inside of you that's bigger than your circumstances, bigger than your fears, bigger than the noise of this world. I'm talking about 2025, a year that's calling your name, a year that's daring you to step up, to rise up, and to unleash the greatness that's been locked up inside of you for far too long. You've got to hear me on this. You've got power you haven't tapped into yet, dreams you haven't chased hard enough, and a purpose that's waiting for you to claim it. This isn't just another spin around the sun. This is your wake-up call, your starting line, your moment to break free and become who you were always meant to be. Too many of you are living beneath your potential. You're letting the noise of doubt, the noise of naysayers, the noise of failure keep you stuck. You're drowning in a sea of what-ifs and not-yets, letting the chatter of the world drown out the whisper of your destiny. But I'm here to tell you today that it's time to turn down that noise and turn up the volume on your vision. You've got to stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to hand you a golden ticket. The ticket to your greatness is already in your hands. It's your mind, your will, your determination to say, I'm not settling for less anymore. You've got to decide right now that you're done with excuses, done with procrastination, done with letting life happen to you instead of making life happen for you. You see, life is not a rehearsal. This is the live show, and you're the star. But too many of you are sitting in the audience of your own life, watching other people shine, watching other people take risks, watching other people live the dreams you've been too afraid to pursue. I'm here to shake you up. You've got to get out of the stands and get into the game. You've got to stop playing small when you were born to play big. You weren't created to blend in. You were designed to stand out. You weren't born to follow. You were born to lead. You weren't put here to shrink. You were put here to expand, to explode, to erupt into the fullness of who you are. Let me tell you something about 2025. It's not just another year. It's your year. It's the year you stop making excuses and start making moves. It's the year you stop saying, I can't, and start shouting, I will. Because here's the truth. You can't afford to let another year slip by while you're still dreaming about what could be. Dreams don't pay the bills. Dreams don't change the world. Action does. You've got to take that dream and put some legs on it. You've got to take that vision and put some sweat behind it. You've got to take that goal and put some fire under it. You've got to stop wishing and start working. Stop hoping and start hustling. Stop planning and start performing. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, but it's hard. I've tried before and failed. I don't have the money, the time, the connections. Let me stop you right there. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is just a teacher. It's just feedback. It's just a detour, not a dead end. You've got to change how you look at it. Every time you fall, you're not falling down, you're falling forward. Every time you stumble, you're not losing, you're learning. Every time you hit a wall, you're not stopped, you're being strengthened. The only time you truly fail is when you stop getting back up. The only time you lose is when you let fear write the final chapter of your story. You've got to understand something. Greatness is not about having it all figured out. It's not about never facing obstacles. Greatness is about pushing through the mess, climbing over the obstacles, and refusing to let anything or anyone tell you that you can't make it. It's about waking up every day and saying, I'm not done yet. It's about looking at the mountain in front of you and declaring, I'm climbing it anyway. It's about staring into the face of rejection and shouting, you don't get to define me. You've got more resilience than you realize. You've got more strength than you've tapped into. You've got more fight in you than you've ever unleashed. And 2025 is the time to let it out, let it loose, let it roar, let it shake the foundations of everything holding you back. Let me ask you something. Who told you that you're not enough? Who told you that your past disqualifies you? Who told you that your mistakes define you? Whoever it was, they lied. Your past is not your prison, it's your preparation. Every struggle you've been through, every tear you've shed, every door that's been slammed in your face, it's all been building you up for this moment. You're stronger because of it. You're wiser because of it. You're ready because of it. Those scars you carry, they're not signs of weakness. They're badges of honor. That pain you felt, it's not a burden. It's a bridge to your breakthrough. You've been through the fire, and now it's time to come out shining like gold. But you've got to believe that. You've got to own that. You've got to stop looking in the mirror and seeing your flaws and start seeing your fire. You are not average. You are not ordinary. You are a force to be reckoned with. And the world needs what you've got. Somebody out there is waiting for your voice to speak up, your gift to show up, your courage to stand up and make a difference. Don't you dare rob them of that because you're too busy doubting yourself. Don't you dare cheat the world of your brilliance because you're too caught up in your baggage. You've got a light inside you, and it's time to stop hiding it under a bushel. It's time to let it blaze. Now I want you to think about something. Think about where you want to be by the end of 2025. Picture it in your mind. See yourself standing tall, living bold, achieving what you once thought was impossible. Maybe it's starting that business you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's writing that book you've been putting off. Maybe it's stepping into a healthier, stronger version of yourself. Whatever it is, see it clearly. Feel it deeply. How does that feel? Hold on to that feeling, because that's your fuel. That's your motivation. That's your reason to get up every morning and fight for what you want. That's the spark that's going to ignite the flame of your future. But let me be real with you. It's not going to be easy. Anything worth having comes with a price. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to say no to some things. The late nights, the distractions, the doubters, so you can say yes to your destiny. You're going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens in your courage zone. You've got to stretch yourself beyond your limits. You've got to challenge yourself beyond your fears. You've got to push yourself past the point where most people quit, because that's where the magic happens. That's where the miracles show up. That's where your greatness comes alive. And let me tell you something about quitting. It's not an option. You don't get to throw in the towel just because it gets tough. You don't get to walk away just because the road gets rocky. You don't get to sit down just because the hill gets steep. You've got to plant your feet, square your shoulders, and say, I'm in this to win this. Because the moment you commit, truly commit, the universe starts conspiring to help you. Doors start opening that you didn't even know existed. Opportunities start showing up that you couldn't have planned. People start stepping into your life to lift you higher, to push you further, to cheer you on. But it all begins with your decision to go all in, to bet on yourself, to invest in yourself, to believe in yourself. You've got to develop a hunger for your goals, a hunger that won't let you sleep, a hunger that won't let you settle, a hunger that says, I'm not stopping until I get what's mine. You've got to want it more than you want air. You've got to chase it like your life depends on it, because it does. Your life depends on you living up to your potential. Your life depends on you breaking free from mediocrity. Your life depends on you unleashing your greatness. You're not just fighting for a goal. You're fighting for your legacy, your impact, your reason for being here. Now listen to me closely. Time is not on your side. You don't have forever to get this right. 2025 is here, and it's moving fast. Every day you waste is a day you can't get back. Every moment you spend doubting is a moment you could have spent doing. Every second you spend hesitating is a second you could have spent winning. You've got to act now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, because you'll never feel ready. Now, because the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. The longer you wait, the louder the noise gets. The longer you wait, the more you convince yourself that it's too late. But I'm here to tell you, it's not too late. It's never too late to become who you were meant to be. You've still got time to turn it around. You've still got time to rewrite your story. You've still got time to become the person you were born to be. But you've got to start today. You've got to take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be something. Write that first sentence. Make that first call. Take that first walk, because one step leads to another, and before you know it, you're running toward your destiny. You're not crawling anymore. You're sprinting, You're not doubting anymore. You're dominating. You're not surviving anymore. You're thriving. Let me tell you what's possible for you in 2025. It's possible for you to break every chain that's been holding you back. Every chain of fear, every chain of shame, every chain of regret. It's possible for you to achieve goals that scare you right now. Goals that make your heart race and your palms sweat. It's possible for you to live a life that inspires others to live theirs. A life that becomes a beacon of hope, a testimony of triumph. But possibility turns into reality only when you decide to do the work, only when you decide to show up for yourself every single day, only when you decide to rise above the noise and claim your greatness with both hands. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look yourself in the eye. Go to that mirror right now, if you have to, and make a promise. Promise yourself that 2025 is going to be different. Promise yourself that you're done playing small, done hiding out, done letting fear call the shots. Promise yourself that you're going to fight for your dreams with everything you've got, every ounce of energy, every drop of sweat, every shred of faith. And then I want you to back that promise up with action. Get up every day with purpose burning in your chest. Attack your goals with passion pumping through your veins. Push through the pain with persistence pounding in your soul, because you've got what it takes. You've always had it. You are stronger than you think, stronger than the storms you've weathered, stronger than the setbacks you've faced. You are smarter than you know, smarter than the voices that try to dim your light, smarter than the problems that try to block your path. You are more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for, capable of climbing higher, reaching further, achieving greater. And 2025 is your chance to prove it, not to the world, not to the doubters, not to the haters, but to yourself. This is your moment. This is your year. This is your time to rise up, to step out, to shine bright, and to unleash your greatness like never before. But let me give you some tools to make it happen, because talk is good, but strategy is better. First, write down your vision. Put it on paper. Make it real. What do you want to accomplish by December 31st, 2025? Be specific. See it, smell it, taste it. Second, break it down into steps. What can you do this week? What can you do today? Small wins build big victories. Third, surround yourself with winners, people who lift you up, not drag you down. You don't have time for energy vampires in 2025. Fourth, protect your mind. Feed it with positivity. Starve it of negativity. Read, listen, learn, grow. And fifth, celebrate every step forward. Don't wait for the finish line. Clap for yourself along the way, because you deserve it. Now let me paint a picture for you. Imagine it's December 2025. You're standing at the end of this year, looking back at everything you've done. You've crushed those goals. You've silenced those doubts. You've risen above the noise. You're not the same person you were in March. You're bolder. You're wiser. You're unstoppable. How does that feel? That's not a fantasy. That's a future you can create. But it starts with a choice, right here, right now, to say, I'm done waiting. I'm done wondering. I'm ready to win. So don't you dare give up. Don't you dare back down. Don't you dare let the noise drown out your dreams. You've got a fire inside of you, and it's time to let it burn. Burn through the excuses. Burn through the fears. Burn through the limits. You've got a voice inside of you, and it's time to let it roar. Roar with confidence. Roar with conviction. Roar with courage. You've got a destiny ahead of you, and it's time to let it soar. Soar above the chaos. Soar above the critics. Soar into the life you were born to live. Rise above the noise in 2025 and show the world what you're made of. You can do this. You will do this. You were born to do this. Now go out there and make it happen. Starting today. Starting now. Starting with you.